Howdy, y'all. It is yet again time for another historical book that I picked up with my best friend. I'm super excited about this one. Let's get to it. Alrighty, a little backstory really quick on getting this book. It is again at Barnes & Noble, and I was not expecting to find this book. I was not even looking for it, but I saw it and I had to go get it. Reason being, my best friend and I were at a bookstore called V. Romans up in Pasadena, and I saw this book. It looked amazing, but I was going to pay, I believe it was 40, 45, maybe 50, $60 for it. It is in that price range area. A lot of expensive books there. Really nice bookstore. Nothing against the bookstore. It's just very expensive books. And I wasn't just feeling like buying the book. I really wanted it, but I didn't want to pay that much for a book that I was just going to be putting on the shelf and referencing here and there. I am going to read it all the way through eventually, but I didn't want to be paying all that money for a book right now. I'd rather buy a bunch of books on a discount shelf, even if they're slightly used, but I found a brand new one of the exact same book at Barnes & Noble on their discount shelf for $15. And that is The History of World War II. Now, yes, I know some of y'all will be saying, The History of World War II, you can buy so many books on that. What's so special about this one? And it's not necessarily anything special about it, but it's just the campaigns and battles. And for $15 to get this thick of a book, and y'all can see it's a thick book, and the graphics in it look amazing. So it has campaigns and battles and weapons from 1939 to 1945. The contents in here are just so detailed. Just the table of contents, it has so many different battles. It's not even funny. And it just keeps going. And this is just the table of contents. It has over 430 pages about this. And I'm going to thumb through this really quick so y'all can see. Look at all the battle maps, images, the graphics that they made of officers, enlisted men of all factions, the real photos, the maps that are constructed, but actual battle maps showing is going on. French forces. Earlier we had the German forces. We have the RAF, which is the Royal Air Force. More in the British Army. More in the Balkans. Stalin's Winter Offensive. Things on the Red Army. And it keeps going. U.S. forces in Africa. And it just looks so fascinating. Going into different pieces of armor, planes, ships, weapons, heavy machine guns, small arms. It looks so fascinating. And again, all this for $15. This is an absolute steal. I was so happy to get this with my best friend. The Tiger tank, arguably, well, as it says here, the most feared and respected tank of World War II. Again, that we can say is all arguable, but I would have to agree with that statement. MG42, M2 Browning 50 cal, Madus. Sherman tank, Bren gun. It's just absolutely amazing. It's so detailed, even on just the recreated images of the men and women serving in different capacities, whether they be in supporting roles or on frontline duty. Just the detail to their camouflage, to their mag pouches. It looks historically accurate. I have not been able to read it cover to cover, but I have definitely dove into, however you want to say it, dove into it, and it's a really, really cool book. I highly suggest it. Again, I've not read every single word in here to say that it is all historically accurate, but as far as I can tell, it's a very historically accurate book, and the imagery in here, from the real images to the, dare I say, animated images, air quotes on animated, I don't even know what you want to call it, but the graphics on the animated figures are incredible, absolutely incredible. They look very accurate. Nothing looks disproportionate. Everything looks really good, really, really good, in my opinion. And my best friend normally reads the back of books, so I'm going to try and do that because she has her reading channel, Pixie Girl Reads. Be sure to check that out. She goes over a lot of amazing books there. She reads the back of books, kind of give a synopsis or just kind of a general covering of what the book's about. I believe synopsis is the word for it. The day-by-day story of the campaigns of World War II chronicles events across Europe, North Africa, and Pacific, from the Nazi invasion of Poland to the battle for Okinawa. Comprehensive coverage of the action of both theaters in World War II, with exhaustive chronicles giving a blow-by-blow account of the war's progress. Feature spreads focus on weapons, uniforms, vehicles, or aircraft used in each campaign, such as the Panzer III Ausf tank, KMS Bismarck, B-17 Flying Fortress, B-2 Browning 50 cal, and many more. Illustrated with action photographs and detailed artworks and maps throughout. So that's probably the word for it, illustrations, not animated, so I apologize, but the illustrations in this book are fantastic. Again, I would say this book is an 1.25 inches thick minimum. It is a very thick, very, very thick book, and it's packed. They do a great job of showing casualties in the different campaigns in general throughout the war, but y'all can see it's not every part of the page is covered with writing, but it is highly packed with information. As y'all can see, that's a lot to read. It's not just a huge picture and a little bit of writing. It is a lot of writing in here. So this is definitely something to keep you occupied. And if y'all are at a reenactment of some sort and you're allowed to have a modern book on hand, but in just say some sort of a dog tent, this would probably be really good in that environment. Not necessarily for wetness and stuff, but I mean to be able to read something that's historically accurate and you have it with you. It's something that's big. It's not just, as y'all saw in the prior videos, more pocket-sized. This will keep you entertained while y'all are waiting for a reenactment battle to start, or if you're reading by candlelight. There's a lot to read in here, so if y'all don't have anything to do, this would be really good. And yeah, I believe I said everything I need to say about it. It's really, really good. Yeah, MSRP, $40. And I believe at Via Romans, it had to have been more than 40. It was probably 45 to 60. So, absolutely incredible. There will be more books eventually in the future. I've had my fill of buying books for a bit. I have a ton of books in all kinds of bookshelves that I have read, and then a ton of books I have not yet read. So these are going to be added to the not yet fully read books. And I really want to get into these. My best friend has books for me to read, so I'm anxious to read those as well. So again, if you want to see my best friend's channel, it's Pixie Girl Reads. Be sure to subscribe and like all those videos because they're absolutely amazing. And I'm super excited to read this along with the other books from prior videos, and I'll be sure to put that in a future video on what my thoughts are in detail of the different sections of these amazing books. So, hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next video.